Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I know I have been posting Japan vlogs from last June. I just procrastinated so much on editing my travel vlogs that it's like 7 months backed up, but I'm all done with that now. Low-key, I still have a lot of footages from Spain, Canada, and another Taiwan and Japan trip that I took in December. But they'll come out when they come out. But I really just wanted to start filming bookish content starting this year, so that's what I'm doing. Today we are doing a bookish reset because it is February 1st and there's a lot of bookish things I want to do. I want to continue my reading journal that I started last year for a month and then I stopped, so I want to start doing that again. I also want to show you guys my February TBR list and maybe briefly talk about my January reading wrap up and also talk about my bookish goals for 2026. What else am I doing? I don't know. You'll see what I do in this video. But I just wanted to do a bookish reset to start this year off strong because in January I was traveling a lot. So I was kind of all over the place, but I'm locked in now. Let's start off by telling you my reading goals for 2026. First, I am lowering my reading goal to 40-ish. It's very flexible. Last year my goal was 50 books, and even though I reached that, I read 52 books. I felt like I was rushing through reading and kind of just reading for the sake of it for reaching my goal instead of really taking my time in each book and really absorbing all the information. Especially towards the end of last year, I found myself really rushing. So this year I'm lowering it, and also I wanted more time to do my other hobbies. Like I started needlepointing last year, which I only did a couple hours for. I haven't crocheted in months that I really want to get back into. I was also procrastinating my junk journal and my YouTube vlogs, so it was just a lot. And also, speaking of that, I wanted to really be selective of what I read. I don't want to keep tracing BookTok trends and seeing what other people are reading, even though it's something that doesn't even sound interesting to me. Although I love seeing book recs and book suggestions, I really just want to tackle my physical TBR that I have on my current shelf this year. So that's another goal of buying less books. I canceled my Barnes & Noble membership because I just have too many books right now that I really want to get through. If I really want to read something like a new release, I'll just get it from the library, and if I really do love it, I'll buy the physical copy. So whether that's a 5-star or 6-star read. And I think that's my only exception. My other goal is to continue my reading journal. I first started my reading journal back in when I first started reading in 2022. It's up here. And I honestly was really proud of this one. This was my first ever reading journal and I put a lot of effort in. Let me show you A Good Girl Guides to Murder, this entry. I try to match the design with the book cover. So if you know the book cover for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, this is what it looks like, and I really DIY'd it. I really like this spread. Here's the second page. And I just write down my, this is the second book in the series. I just write down the quotes I like and then my own summary and like my ratings and the date that I read it for and my own review after I write the synopsis. And then this is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I also really liked this book. Second page. I really want to get back into this because this was really fun to do. I just got too lazy, but it's something I want to get back into. And another goal of mine that's kind of related to reading is to post more and film more bookish content on YouTube, because I feel like I've been neglecting my YouTube channel the most. And I recently just started my Bookstagram, so that's another thing I want to work on. And last year I really just focused posting on TikTok, but because of what has happened to the ownership of TikTok, I don't really want to post on there anymore. I want to focus more on YouTube and Instagram. And that's all my bookish goals for this year. I just want to have a chill reading year because last year I feel like I girl bossed way too hard and everything felt rushed and I was like pressuring myself. So I really want to relieve that pressure because reading should be fun. It shouldn't be rushed. It shouldn't be pressured. You should enjoy what you're reading, and I really want to prioritize that this year. Next, let's talk about my February hopeful TBRs because I don't know if I can actually get through them, because in January I only read like 2 books and started another one like 2 days before January ended. So I don't want to give myself too much, but these are all the books I want to prioritize in February. Let's talk about the current book that I'm starting, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Six of Crows. This is a duology about a 6-person heist. It's fast-paced, it's a young adult fantasy, it's so good. I loved Six of Crows so much, and I don't usually annotate books, but as you can see, I annotated a lot. in this book because there are just so many good quotes and I love all the characters so much. It's a very tight-knit found family from 6 social outcasts. I gave Six of Crows 5-star. I really love all the characters. The writing is so good. The world building can be a little bit confusing because of the names are really hard to pronounce and the characters speak different languages, but I think it's so worth it. So if you have this on your TBR, please pick it up. It's so good and I'm really excited to start this one. I am currently 105 pages in and I am eating this up already and I'm reading it very slowly because I do not want this world to end. Okay, now on to the books I want to read. The first one is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is the same author as The Martian and the movie is coming out sometime in March. Ryan Gosling is in it. I'm really excited. I actually started this and maybe got like this much into the book like 3 years ago, and then I was traveling and every time I travel I get into a reading slump or I just start books and never finish them, and this is what happened. I started it and just never finished it, so I want to reread it before the movie comes out because I want to give myself a lot of time. I'm gonna hopefully start this in February in time for the March movie. And this book is about a scientist that wakes up in a spaceship in space with no memories, so you're following this main character who is really funny and you're seeing how he pieces things one by one and figure out what happened and why he's on the spaceship that he is and who he is. You don't even remember his name. There is an alien that he befriends in the book, which is a really big part, and that's all I know. Next I have Fahrenheit 451. This is a classic dystopian that I think is really important to be reading at this current time because of what's going on in the world right now. So this book follows a firefighter, and in this dystopian world books are illegal, so they are burning books. So his job is to burn books, but one day he meets this girl Clarice. Meeting her makes him start to question everything and how their world is run and the society structure. Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like I read this in high school, but honestly I have no memory of reading this, so this may be a reread, I don't know, but I'm basically going into this blind. Next I have Beartown by Fredrik Backman. This is a highly anticipated read for me because my favorite book talker or booktuber is Sarah Caroli. She has been raving so much about this book and I really just want to see what's up. And I read a little novella by Fredrik Backman back in December and I really liked his writing, so hopefully I will like this too. And all I know is that this is a small town in the winter and they have a hockey team that is trying to revamp itself, but then something happens, there's drama. I don't know if there's any murders. Last but not least, I have Babel by R.F. Kuang. I read The Poppy War last year and I loved it so much and I really enjoyed R.F. Kuang's writing. And I saw this at a library volunteer event that I was able to take free books from, and I saw this and immediately I took it home because this is such a beautiful cover and it looks basically brand new. I have been wanting to read more of R.F. Kuang's work. All I know about is that this is like an academia magic system where there's something about languages. I don't know, but I like going into books blind. I just know some buzzwords and that's all I gotta know. These are the 2 books I read in January that I want to write in my reading journal. So I have The Book Thief by Marquez Zusak and The Last Flight by Julie Clark. I read this one first, so I'm gonna start a spread in my reading journal. I started this in 2024. Again, I only stopped after entering February, so instead of starting a brand new reading journal, I'm just gonna keep writing in this one because really I've only used like 20 pages and there's so many more blank pages that I can use. The last entry I did was actually April of 2025 because I really love Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt that I really wanted to document it right as soon as I finished it. So that was my last reading entry. So I'm gonna start on a new page. I really set this one up so good. Like I have this whole like bookshelf where I would fill in all the books I read one by one. And then I have like top books of 2024 that I wanted to print out pictures, and then my yearly TBR. I have a series tracker that I never finished. I have a reading goal I also never finished. And then I have an A through Z book title tracker. I have reading challenges and best book of each month. I have book hauls. I was gonna print out little book cover pictures and stick them on here for all the physical books I bought that year. And then these are my monthly stats of for each month, how many physical, audiobook, and ebooks I read. Switching to my phone because my camera ran out of storage. But this was my January spread for 2024. I read these and my reflection, my TBR, and these are just my notes, my summary, my review. Okay. And then February, this was super cute. I put so much effort in this and I didn't write anything for February. And then this was Let Them Theory. I read this, I think, March of 2025. I didn't put too much effort in. I just wanted to take random notes and write down the quotes I liked. So, not very cute. Not very cute. And then this is my last entry. My 2 spreads. There are spoilers because I write the summary of the book, so if you don't want spoilers, don't read it. This is my spread for The Last Flight by Julie Clark. Like I said, I just did my rating, the date I read. I printed the book cover with my HP Sprocket, which I love, and then wrote down some quotes, my own summary, and then my own review. And then I try to match the book cover by adding some washi tapes. I kept it pretty low stakes. I didn't want to put too much effort in because I find myself that when I do too much, when I junk journal or do my reading journal, I stop doing them. So I really just wanted to get it done, and this is my second spread for The Book Thief. I thought this book was just okay. I think it was my headspace and the audiobook that I listened to that really fell flat for me. And I was also traveling, and I just found some stickers that matched what the book was about. So in the book, the main character, Liesel, she's a young girl from Germany, and she forms a deep bond with her papa, her foster parent, by learning how to read with him. So I just found some correlating decorations for it. And that is it. I guess the next one is Crooked Kingdom when I finish the book. But right now, that's all I got. I've been seeing so many cute graphics and posts and carousels on Bookstagram, and I don't know how they make it. I assume they just have the premium version of Canva, and I only have the free version because I feel like $15 a month is a bit steep when I feel like the free version is already pretty good. So I'm kind of just experimenting on how to make cute graphics on Canva for free. Now I'm gonna try to use Canva and make an Instagram post to introduce myself as a Bookstagrammer for my new account. And that is all I have for today's video, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!